as a startup ourselves, we can't do everything for free. But what we have learned is that there is a strategy for Cypress Learning staying small and staying flat. What do I mean by that? Staying small and staying flat means that we intentionally avoid multiple layers of management. We intentionally avoid multiple layers of management, meaning if I take on a project, or Ken takes on a project, or Bernie takes on a project, or anyone on our team takes on a project, we are involved in that project from A to Z. We've all been working in the systems that we consult for. We all have experience in sales and marketing, entrepreneurship, business ownership. We've worked with startups together for the last decade plus as a team. And one of the things that we can really appreciate is the challenges of being a cash strapped startup. As a cash strapped startup, you still need to get things done. You still need to innovate. You still need to push rapidly. But being stuck in a $250,000, $500,000, $1 million plus contract before you get out of the gate is really, really challenging. We talk to our customers that are concerned because they've been burned by someone before, right? Even big name consulting firms. We won't name names, but even big name consulting firms that are famous, that are worth hundreds of millions and billions of dollars, companies work for them and they get burned because $250,000 to $1 billion company isn't that much. But for a small team like us, I mean, that's putting food on our kids' tables. That's paying for car notes. That's paying mortgages, right? And we value every dollar. So what do? We fight for every dollar we can get, and we work passionately with every customer we bring on, whether that project is just going to be worth a couple $1,000s, tens of thousands of dollars, or hundreds of thousands of dollars. We fully appreciate the importance of earning someone's trust at a couple $100 to then earn their trust at a couple thousand and then build long-term relationships. And we have customers that have been with us for years and years and years, some of them from the very beginning, and they'll appreciate the fact that we fight and work hard for their business. If someone needs to call me and say, hey, Brandon, numbers are down this quarter. We want to keep working with you and the team, but gosh, we're just getting our asses kicked. We don't tell them, oh, sorry, go kick rocks. We work with them. And that's something that in these crazy times, I feel good as a business owner being able to help our customers through that stuff. I feel good about building a business that can support that level of flexibility because we have designed ourselves to be equally as nimble and flexible to grow and scale with all of these crazy changes that we've seen in the market. I mean, Ken, since we've been doing this, let's be honest, right? From COVID to economic turmoil to wars to everything, it's bananas. Leading with compassion, leading with flexibility, and being there for our customers at whatever capacity they need has been the name of the game.
Yeah, we've always tried to make it just easy to engage. I think that's been, kind of our mantra since the beginning is, it's um, most of us coming out of that small to medium-sized business world. I mean, we'd all worked for the larger corporations. I'd worked with and in large corporations, but a lot of times with or part of a smaller company, that was a partner with. So kind of similar to how we work with Salesforce, in that kind of partnership role. And but no matter what relationship you're in with these folks in this small to medium-sized business space or even enterprise space, making it easy to engage, I think just is what really where you need to be focusing, these days in anything, and you're right, not having layers and layers of management to have to go through, or just layers of bureaucracy in general to have to go through to be able to engage one of us or make changes or completely pivot. I mean, we've been in situations now over the last several years where we've gotten into an implementation with the client and something just really big happens in the business. Like you said, these world events that have been going on for the last 5 years are not small. and then just, all the day-to-day stuff that a business has to deal with in general. And sometimes they need to completely change the direction that they were moving in. And being a partner that can be flexible like that and say, okay, yeah, awesome, let's roll up our sleeves and see what we need to do here with you. I've always liked that about the way that we operate. And honestly, I think it's a lot more fun to do that anyway. I don't like, I've never been really someone who appreciates, when things are super rigid like that anyway. When I work with people, I like a little bit of flexibility because I know that the world's a bit messy. So I definitely want to be able to provide an environment like that where we can pivot and have a different conversation than when we originally set out to do. Ultimately, Brandon, what we've tried to make sure that people understand is what they're buying from us is time. And if we continue to look at it like that, because ultimately we're not curing cancer or anything, we're just selling our time. Okay, cool. Well, just be cool about selling your time. I mean, it's not that big a deal. It's like, oh, well, I have to do this thing where now I have to pivot. So what? So you had to pivot. So you got to make your brain work a little bit and you got to do something a little different. That's awesome. It's a fun challenge, and for me personally, I don't mind it. I like working with folks. I like understanding what they've got going on. I like all the different conversations we have with people, and I don't want to make it hard for people to have those conversations with us. It shouldn't be. Shouldn't be hard to reach out to a consultant, which I know sometimes can be a bad word these days, but there's still really a place for people in any field who have a handle on what's going on and can guide you through some of the messiness. And that's ultimately what we do here, and what we try and make easy for folks to be able to do here. It doesn't always people don't always listen as well as you want them to, but you still try and hold their hand and work them through whatever that rocky situation is to get them to that next place. That's what I really like about what we do here, and about staying smaller is that, we can lean on each other a lot more as a small team. We can share our knowledge internally to a team that really understands what's going on. So it's easy to have those internal knowledge transfers. And like you said, when we're put on a project, that means that everybody on the team, has an awareness of what's going on with that project. So we're never working alone. So even though we are a small team, it feels very big in nature because you never feel like you're going into this thing without some additional layer of support, which you don't get necessarily as an independent contractor. So, it's one of the things I really like about the work that we do here is it's easy and fun to work here and do this work because we enjoy it. It's easy and fun to work in this environment because we have a really great team. And the jobs that we've been taking on with our clients are a lot of fun, even when they change and even when they get frustrating and even when we have perception issues like we have had perception issues. People perceive something in a certain way without all the knowledge that we have of this thing, and we have to guide them through that as well. So to me, that's all part of the fun of it. So yeah, I like what we do here. I like the ease of engagement, and it should still be that way. Everybody should understand that it should be easy to engage resources that can help you move your business forward.